Quick question. Did having it all actually just mean running on empty for 30 years straight?
Oof. Because somewhere between gold stars and side hustles, we traded play for productivity and started calling burnout a personality trait.
Today, we are unpacking the GenX hustle myth. And we've got 5 segments that hit a little too hard.
From trophy shelves and burnout badges, to the stress of being the good kid who never learned how to rest, and a listener letter about a sibling who won't stop weaponizing their success.
Plus, we'll rewind to November 1998 when Lisa was 20 and spiraling into early adulthood. I was 14 with a mustache no one asked for, and Aerosmith was crying on the radio for both of us.
If your to-do list is longer than your will to live, you are not alone. Let's get into it. All right, Josh, our 90s mystery question. Did overachieving in the 90s prepare us or ruin us?
Define overachieving.
Doing well.
Mm-hmm.
The good grades, the good behavior,
Yeah.
working hard. Like, if you think about, and again, you might think of it differently, but when I look back at my childhood, early adulthood, I look at mom and dad as hustlers.
Yeah.
Okay. They worked, they had a work ethic. Like,
For
you
sure.
show up to, like dad went to work with like a broken toe.
Yeah.
Okay. Worked a whole day and then went to the hospital.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, there was like this, now people would say that's kind of toxic, right?
Sure.
You could look at it both ways.
Yeah.
But like, we grew up, you worked for what you had. If, you show up for work sick or whatever, like, you just did. There was no room for like mental health days like there is now.
Yeah. I think in that context, I think I don't know if anyone gets ruined from this stuff. I mean, because when I look at my childhood, I think, at least in the sense of when I was starting to try and work or school, all of that stuff, I definitely feel like I came out as a failure on 95% of that era, But I look at myself now and I think about all of that, and like, for me, it I don't look at it like it ruined me. You know what I mean? So even though I have the thought process of like it was all bad, I wasn't good enough, et cetera, et cetera. No, I don't think it ruined me at all. So I think there was some good values installed in the software, and there were some bad ones, and it took a little bit to get that out of the system. And I'm sure there's still a couple viruses in there or whatever, but
You're hilarious with these metaphors.
it's all, I don't know. Again, perspective, I guess.
Yeah.
But I don't compare myself anymore to how I was before. I do think that because of certain things, it made me who I am today. But at the end of the day, I think it doesn't come from anyone else. It comes from us. So regardless of how I was treated or what happened or what they did or who did what or whatever, it's not anyone's fault, and it's just my responsibility to fix it or to figure out what I need to do to move forward, So, I could just as like an example, like someone will complain to me about how their parents were alcoholics and it ruined their childhood, and they were in a group home and this and that, and so it's just, I don't know, it's so negative, and they talk about it and about where they are now, but sometimes you hear great stories where it's like, this happened, I said fuck you, and I became successful or whatever, and it's like, yeah, great. But then you have the ones where it's like, this is why I'm the way I am. It's because of that. And for me, I don't know, it's a little bit of an eye roller now. I guess my old age, like now so it's like, it's your responsibility to fix that. It's not their fault anymore.
Oh, hands down. Yes. I have.
So sorry.
Okay, go ahead.
To I guess to
Summarize. Yeah.
summarize your question, I think it prepared me. I don't think it ruined me. I think if I were to say that what happened in the 90s ruined me, then that would be saying like this podcast wouldn't exist right now.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a a big question to say, like, did it ruin us? No.
Well, I share some of those opinions and I disagree with some of those opinions. Or maybe not disagree, but I have a different perspective.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that there was a lot of a certain kind of mentality growing up in which how I absorbed it made me very codependent.
Mm-hmm.
In a way, like I'm always looking at how I can help somebody else as opposed to helping myself. I've over the years put myself on the back burner. Of course, all of this comes to the surface as you get older and you're evaluating who you are and, midlife stuff, right?
Yeah.
So for the first, I'm going to say 40 years of my life, I would look at it the exact same way. And I still do. I look at my childhood and think there were some great fucking lessons that I learned there. You know what I mean? Even the tough stuff, right? The not so fun stuff. But I don't, and when I think of overachieving, I think I overachieved at being great for everybody else, but not myself. Because when I look realistically at what I've achieved with my life, I didn't put any effort into me, really. I didn't think that I mattered enough to put any effort into. And so therefore I didn't try. And so I don't think I overachieved at anything other than being great for other people. And so, and I think a lot of people can relate to that. I can't be the only one in this world that thinks that way. But now that I'm aware of that, I don't blame mom and dad in the least. Like, I mean, as parents, we're just doing the best we fucking can, right? Like, I get that. But I think the mentality then versus now is very different. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
I'm kind of like, I don't feel like I'm making sense, but
I feel like you're saying the same thing as me.
well, you didn't say anything about your childhood.
Well, I said it was a big failure, right? But
Oh, okay. Well,
so I'm because overachieving was impossible for me, right? So, but I'm not saying that ruined me.
no, it didn't ruin me.
Right.
Yeah, it didn't ruin me.
So then, did it prepare you or did it ruin you?
I think it prepared me for this second half of my life.
Right.
To be better but to appreciate it.
Right.
Because at that time, I don't even think I would have appreciated it.
To say the least, through everything, you found out or you realized that it's not the responsibility of them to make things right. It's our responsibility to.
Well, at a certain point, you've got to stop blaming the other person, right? And look at yourself in a way.
Exactly. Right?
Yeah. It's also fucking complicated, eh?
Well,
When you think about it sometimes, it's just like, man, it's like the hardest job, and nobody, like, you just get to take this little kid home, this little baby home from the hospital, and it's like you're responsible for everything. It's like, how do you not fuck up in some way, shape, or form?
I remember when I was a new parent and I would think I have to do this and I have to do that, and like I gotta make sure that like everything was perfect, and my kid has to have this, and I want to save up and get him to go to a private school, and I want to make sure I can do this and do that, and we obviously always want the best for our kids, but I think I realized that regardless of what you do, it doesn't have to be perfect, and they will be grateful for what they have, and it's all about perspective.
Yeah.
And you have kids who have absolutely nothing and they're the happiest kids in the world, and then you have kids that have everything and they're fucking miserable. So I mean, I think I just learned that the more you give, the more they will want to take, because they're children. And I'm trying to, have a little bit more of a clear life that, I want them to have everything, but I don't have to provide, everything.
It's okay for them to struggle a little and get
Yeah, like I think they should be hungry.
earn something. Yeah, a little bit.
I think they should be hungry. If they're not hungry, then they just get stuff whenever they want. And so yeah, I don't know. Anyways,
Yeah,
off topic
we could,
now.
yeah, we could like go totally and talk about this forever. Okay, this or that. I'm going to start, okay?
Okay.
Honor roll bumper sticker or a detention regular?
Detention regular, because that's what I was.
Same.
Like
Same.
my
I was
parents.
never on the honor roll.
Well, yeah, okay. Like I would be on the honor roll. Oh my God.
Stop.
Having it all versus having no energy.
Well, like, I mean, I guess I would rather have it all.
Well,
But my reality is I have no energy.
yeah, that's it. Because you probably want an honor roll bumper too,
Well, yeah.
right? If you could.
Yeah. I'd rather, you know what, like, though, yeah, I think it goes back to what you were saying. Having it all sometimes, it's like if you're used to having it all, then you want it all.
Yeah.
All the time.
That's it.
It's like, I'd rather have no energy sometimes,
Yeah.
I'm good. Workaholic identity or quiet quitting champion?
Workaholic identity.
Yeah, I figured that much about you. That's for sure. Why do you think that is?
Why am I like
And
that?
yeah, but think about it. It kind of ties into what we were talking about earlier. Both of us never really tried in high school, right? Or in school in general, right? Like we never really tried. We're kind of like, right? But we work our fucking asses off. Why couldn't we try harder for school? It's the same. Like you get better grades, you get a better education, you get a better job. Why? Where's the disconnect for us in that?
Didn't have the right tools.
I guess.
Yeah. And there's a difference between doing something you love. It's easy for me to work hard.
Because you're doing something you love.
That's it.
Okay. Yeah.
Proving my worth versus protecting my peace.
Ooh. I'm kind of straddling both right now. Yeah. But interestingly enough, proving my worth to myself, protecting my peace for myself, as opposed to maybe a few years ago would have been proving my worth to you or to whoever, and protecting my peace wasn't even on the fucking board. So it's more me now, but both. What about you?
Old Josh definitely proving my worth. Me now, absolutely 100% protecting my peace. So that's all I care about.
Extra credit or a class clown?
Class clown dropout. That's literally what I was.
Class clown.
So, mental load martyr or calendar ghoster.
I was the mental load martyr. Still am in a few ways, but I'm getting better. What about you?
I don't know.
I feel like you're the calendar ghoster,
Probably.
kind of, you know?
Yeah.
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 Okay. An early riser or a nap at 3?
Early riser.
I'm a nap at 3.
I mean, sometimes I'll still nap at 3. Doing the most versus doing just enough.
It depends. I'm going to cop out and say both, depending on what it is.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Same. Yeah.
I'll sleep when I'm dead, or I'll rest so I don't die.
I think now it's I'll rest so I don't die.
Yes. Same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I had very much that mindset when I was creating my business, which was, what did I used to say? There was a saying, work like most people won't, so you can have the life like most people can't. And so it was always that mindset of like work, 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 build, build, build. And yeah. Now, not so much.
Yeah.
Not so much. But that's the point of youth. Youth is about taking risk and working your ass off and building something if that's your calling. So that, you're in a place as you get older where things become a lot easier.
Yeah.
Not that my life's easier, but anyways, that was the goal. Right?
Yeah.
But, there's also some negatives to that. Like, you don't have many friends in my line of work, entrepreneur wise, like, sure, there's probably things I could have done to balance it better, maybe, but it still wouldn't have let me gone full force, right? So it all depends.
Yeah. Dear whatever letter. So this week, I'm going to read it.
Okay.
It says, Dear sibling whatever, I'm a 43-year-old woman who's so tired of doing it all. I used to pride myself on being the reliable one, the high achiever, the one people counted on. But lately, I fantasize about disappearing from every group chat and just resting. Why does rest feel like failure?
Well, I mean, rest feels like failure because you're not allowed in your mind,
Yeah.
right?
You
So,
have this thing about how you just have to keep going, right? There's always something to do, always somebody to help, etc.
yeah, and then if someone sees you resting on your loins, then you are lazy, right?
Yeah.
You're lazy. Oh my gosh, what are you doing? You're not even doing anything. That's the mindset I have. I find that it's very difficult for me to do nothing, you know. Getting better, but I find it's very difficult because it always comes off as lazy, you know. So always has to do something. So I kind of relate to that.
I'm sitting here thinking, like, I actually think it's very easy for me to do nothing. It's not like a desire, it's a necessity.
Mm-hmm.
Like my nothing is always at the end where I literally can't move anymore. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And so I kind of relate to this listener that sent in this letter. It's kind of like, yeah, like I'm always the one doing something. People count on me. I have like, and then resting is only like the worst, like the not the worst case scenario, but like the last resort, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm going to say then just do it. What's the worst thing that can happen if you actually rest and, like you said, disappear from the group chat?
Yeah, I guess it depends on who's judging you and why you feel like it matters so much,
Yeah.
right? So if someone's judging you, then maybe the question is, the question isn't, why does rest feel like failure? Maybe it's, why am I subjecting myself to this person who's making me feel like this? So that might be the better
And
thought.
sometimes it's you.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe sometimes it's not even outside. It could be you yourself. There's something within you that's like judging you for. I say do it, and the more that you do it, the easier it gets. And the more that you do it, the better you feel about yourself. And the more confident you are, the more you can then establish a healthier boundary between work and rest.
Very true. Very true. Good point.
Childhood trauma question. Report card days.
Oh, God.
Growing up, back in the day when it wasn't electronic, when you would, like, your parents just get it in their email, that you had to get signed by somebody. Did you ever get a report card like that you signed for mom or dad, like
No.
faked signed?
No.
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 No, I was too scared to do that.
Yeah.
I was too scared to do a lot of things. I was just a scaredy cat. Yeah, I don't remember report cards in elementary school so much, but high school I remember a little bit more. And there wasn't necessarily like a fear. It was just kind of like, here we go again. I didn't care. I got good enough grades that I was like maybe 60s and 70s. And I think mom and dad just kind of
Yeah.
were like, you could do better. We're like, yeah, but I don't want to.
Yeah, no, for me, I don't know. It was always a mess.
But I don't remember them being strict in the sense of like, this is your homework time and get your homework done and sit there like
No, I mean, I remember that a little bit. There was eras or moments
Okay.
where there was that. But, I, from very young, I mean, I failed everything all the time, so it was very tough when I had to come. I think I did summer school every year, until I dropped out, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
So it was never a fun moment when it came to giving grades to them. Yeah.
Oh, that sucks. What about your kids now? When you get the report cards now for your kids,
I don't give a fuck.
right? I care, but I approach it in the sense of I know what you're struggling with, what you're not, what you're capable of, what you're not. I by no means expect perfection,
No.
but I do expect effort.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it. But effort changes depending on which child I'm talking to. Do you know what I mean? Maybe that in and of itself isn't fair. I don't know.
No, not
But I
necessarily.
know what their strengths are. You
Yeah,
know what
exactly.
I mean?
So, no, I just mean I don't give a shit if, it's bad or something.
No,
I'm
no,
not going to do anything.
yeah, I know what you meant.
And when they need help, if I can, I'm there,
Yeah. Try to get them a tutor or whatever it is that they need help with.
that's it.
Yeah. Just give them the tools that they need, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm like super not, pro school. So like I'm like the worst parent to talk to about this, you know? I mean,
Well, you didn't have the best experience, Josh,
no,
so
I
it,
didn't
it
have
makes complete sense.
I had zero good experience. I don't truly feel like anything helped me where I am today, you know.
Yeah.
Granted, some of the damn teachers these days, man, wow, like with my son and stuff, like I can't, it's incredible.
But like now, it feels like the way they're teaching, the things that how they approach teaching is, I'm not saying perfect, but it's very different from the way it was when we were kids. Like now they have standing desks. They have about, like, those yoga balls that, like, because kids learn different ways. Like my kids, they need to be fucking moving. Like they can't even sit still at the dinner table. Do you know what I mean? They're always standing and moving, and it used to, like you kind of like in this mentality, this old school mentality sometimes of like, just fucking sit down, sit still and eat.
Yeah.
God. But then you're like, but what does it matter really at the end of the day? Okay? Like if that's what they need to finish eating, then I guess that's okay. I don't know. Maybe we'll just have a bunch of, in 20 years from now, we'll just have a bunch of grown-ups, like standing at the table instead of sitting because nobody can sit and eat. I don't know. But it's really cool that they have all of these extra resources in schools and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's really every kid, you still have to fight a little, but every kid can get the resources that they want,
For sure.
or need, sorry.
Yeah. So
And I
true.
like that. I like that. Flashback debate, Josh. Mental health days were not a thing when we were growing up. So, every once in a while, my kids will come up to me and say, "Can I just have a day at home? Like, I need a mental health day." I started, I was just like, I feel like I kind of started that one, and kind of regretting it. I don't know if I don't know if that was the smartest move on my part, but that is something that they throw at me every once in a while, and I can't help but understand. God, don't we all just want a fucking mental health day sometimes?
I'm sure. I'm sure.
I'm sure. What do you mean you're sure? You've never wanted to have a mental health day? You've never ever woken up and say, "I just can't today. I cannot do it," and you've canceled work.
No.
No way.
I don't think I've had that luxury. Like I mean that in the nicest way possible.
Yeah. Or do you think it's a man thing?
No, I don't think so. I don't think
Okay.
it's a man thing. I know lots of guys who, talk
Yep.
about like mental health days and stuff like that, and I think it's not talked about enough. I guess I mean more like I don't have I never had the luxury of doing that. Meaning, I had to work or else. So to have a mental health day would mean less money or not being able to pay that bill on time, or so it's like I didn't have the luxury of having a mental health day.
That must be tough sometimes.
It is, but I realize that it made me so strong in so many ways where I've had a lot of shit thrown at me in my life, in my personal life, where I had to, grind my teeth and get up and go to work knowing all of this shit is like exploding in the background. and just work because I didn't have the luxury of being able to just say, fuck it. So for me, yeah, that's how I look at it.
Yeah. I don't even think so. Yes, for sure. I don't think that was a thing growing up. It was especially like maybe there were parents out there that were like that, but I think our parents with the hustle mentality and the work and all that stuff, they were not like
No.
you have sniffles, like go to fucking school. You know what I mean? Like so I ended up like skipping school more than anything. That's of course high school.
I think you doing the mental health days with your kids is a good thing. Because, you know, think about it for a second. Why did you want to skip school? Why did you want to stay home sick?
Well, it could be various things. It could be you're just tired of like I just don't want to think.
And why would a kid do that?
It could also be drama with friends at school or whatever, right? And the only way that you could escape it, like now that terrifies me. Now you can't even escape it, right? Like at home. Fuck.
Yeah.
But that's a whole other podcast.
So you
But
see,
those were things that reasons for that I wanted to stay home
yeah, and
over
then
the
you were
years.
forced to go to school,
Yeah.
and then you ended up skipping school anyways.
Yeah.
So,
Walking around the mall.
So what's better, that your kids express these things to you so that it's right in front of your eyes, or so that they go to school and you don't know that they
No,
skipped?
I want to know.
So then I think doing the mental health days with them is a good thing
Yeah.
because you get more honesty out of them, right?
Yeah.
So,
And it also teaches them that their feelings are valid.
mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? What
Yeah.
they have an opinion.
Yeah.
They may not always get their way, but they have an opinion. They're allowed to
That's it.
vocalize it,
Yeah.
So, pop culture rewind, Josh. 1998. You can't tell me you don't remember 1998.
A little bit.
All right, the number one song, I Don't Want to Miss a Thing by Aerosmith.
I hated that song.
Well, after the 30,000th time listening to it in a week, yeah, I kind of hated it.
And then
I can sing it right now.
in every movie, that song was playing too.
I know. Christ. Well, no, it wasn't every movie. It was the movie, the Ben Affleck movie, which I can't remember, Armageddon. That movie, but then it played on the radio.
That's literally the movie I was thinking about.
That's the movie.
Oh,
but
shit.
it was on the radio all the fucking time, which is why I never listen to the radio anymore.
I forgot Ben Affleck was in that. You know who was in my head? What's his name? Bruce Willis.
Oh, yes. The 1980s action star.
Yeah, but he was in
90s
Armageddon.
too.
He was the dad.
He was. That's true.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Shit.
I was thinking about Bruce Willis. I forgot
I
Ben Affleck
completely
was in
forgot
it.
that he was in that movie.
Yeah.
Liv Tyler was the
Yeah.
daughter / love interest. Okay, top movie was A Bug's Life.
I loved that movie.
I can't believe that came out in 98.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
Fuck.
And that was good animation. We were in awe about the animation.
Yes,
in
it was
that.
so good. I loved it. Powerpuff Girls on the Cartoon Network. Brittany and Justin started dating.
Oh,
God. What else? The Y2K hype. Butterfly clips. I remember like the late 90s, like, was Buffy on at that time? I think so. I think it was
so.
97 it started. But like, I mean, the aesthetic. Remember the Drew Barrymore bangs and the fucking like,
yeah.
oh my God, and the dark lipstick. Oh, those were my days, man. I was like I was like 20. I wish I could go back. Sometimes I wonder, like, what would I do differently? I would do some things differently, but not everything. I missed it so much. What do you remember? 98. You were 14.
Oh, God.
We lived in, 90, yes. That year we lived in PEI.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So
So for me, it was basketball was a big thing. So I was deep in basketball, um, sports, you know, that
you had
was,
a couple of friends. I remember they were always over at the house.
yeah.
What speaking of school, did you feel differently about school in PEI?
Well, I felt like a king when it came to the French.
It's true, eh? Everybody was so like, oh, you could speak French, you're hired.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's true. And I
Like,
remember, I wonder if it's the same now, though, like with that stigma, or if now, like, everyone speaks French there.
no, I doubt it.
But yeah, I do remember that, and they were like, "Oh my gosh, your French is so good," and I'm like, "Ha ha ha," for once,
For once,
something
yeah.
is good, and then
Your
when I,
highest marks in class.
yeah, then when I went back to Montreal, there were, it was like your French is shit. I was like, "Oh
Aw.
fuck,"
Aw.
so yeah,
Man.
yeah, that was in at least education wise, that was the highlight in PEI. I was good in French. Oh my god.
Oh, shit. Did you like living in PEI?
I did. I did, I think though it was maybe not, I was gonna say. I feel like because it's small, you had to really watch yourself, with what you did and who you did it with. Because
Everybody knew everybody.
yeah, it was like having Facebook because everyone knew everyone.
Yeah.
So, like, you had to be very careful in that sense. If you were in a fight and you got beaten up, it's like everyone and their mother would know. So, it was like very difficult in some cases like that. Versus like Montreal, is just so many people, right? Like, you're nobody in Montreal versus in PEI, you're somebody kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I feel like that was a big difference in the sense. So I don't know if I actually liked it more or less.
It was just different.
It was just different. Yeah. All right. That's our take on burnout, hustle, and why Gen X might be the most tired generation alive.
If you're canceling your afternoon plans just from listening, same. You're not lazy, you're just done.
And if someone praises you for doing it all, feel free to respond with, "Cool, I'd like to do less."
There's more nostalgia and emotional damage where that came from, so stick around.